Hello and welcome to the tutorial on argument mapping using Rationale. So we can just open Rationale from the window here. The first time Rationale opens, you're given the option to take the interactive quick start, so we'll have a quick look at that. Over here you can just enter your contention, which is just another word for your argument. And so then you can just hit next, and as you can see on the left, Rationale is forming the argument map for you. So you can click through with all your other reasons and objections and so on, and it will build it for you. But we're going to start from scratch, so you can just drag the contention across. And then we're going to add supporting reasons by dragging the box underneath. And remember, we said that the main reason was that it's the only legal strategy, and we'd support that by saying that bribery is illegal, and of course we'd want to cite Vietnamese law to prove it. And our next supporting reason is that hypnotizing someone against their permission is of course also illegal, and again we'd support that with a citation from Vietnamese law. Now finally, to round off the argument, we would say that negotiation is absolutely legal. Alright, our second supporting point was that it is the most cost-effective strategy, and of course we'd support that by saying how much bribery would cost, and we would go through the details of how much that would cost for each lecturer. And we'd see that it'd end up costing a lot of money. We'd also go through the same argument with hypnosis, arguing that to train would cost a lot of money, or to hire an expert to do it for us would also cost a lot of money. And finally, to complete the argument, we would show that negotiation is almost free. Another thing to do would be to add an objection to the main contention. And if you remember, we looked at the matrix and saw that negotiation wasn't very effective against the two most important issues. And we bring that up in our argument so we can actually counter against this significant counter argument that we had against our premise. So we would talk about the idea that implementing the other two strategies would actually lead to so many more serious issues that it's not logical to think about the other two. And we'd go through and describe what would happen, and that would be that bribery could lead to being arrested, and the eventual effect of that is that we could end up in jail, and it would be very hard to be successful at university if we were in jail. We'd also go through what could be the consequences of using hypnotism, and again that could lead to us failing the subject for one, maybe paying a fine, and most probably being kicked out of the university. And again, when we go through to the final result, that doesn't help us much, because it's going to be very hard to be successful at university if we've been kicked out. Alright, so there we have that basic argument structure that we were talking about in the workshop. I just want to point out another tool that Rationale has, which is the essay planning. So we'll delete the one we've formed so far. Over here on the left, we'll just drag and drop a template that matches our argument structure, and we'll start typing in our contention and our reasons. And you can see over here on the right that Rationale is actually placing your contentions and reasons and details in a written essay format. And there's some really good language there. And then when you're finished, you can export it, and as you can see, you can export it as a Word document and then go and change the details and make it your own. Another really good feature is the web browser within Rationale, and we'll just search for LSU Vietnam here. And one thing we can do is we can just drag and drop directly from the browser into one of the boxes, and then we can cut and paste the URL, right click and add it to the hyperlink, and then we have the source there as well. So a couple of really good features within Rationale. We can also, when we're finished, export it as an image, and we can copy it here and then paste it into a Word document or other applications. So that's about it. That's using argument mapping with Rationale.